Most players either avoid tackling or they do it wrong. They charge in recklessly, get shrugged off, give away silly fouls, or worse, get dribbled past like they weren't even there. And here's the thing, tackling is not about aggression. It's not about throwing yourself into every challenge like a madman. It's an art, a blend of patience, timing, and control that makes attackers fear even getting near you. The difference between a bad tackler and a great one is the difference between being a liability and being the wall your team builds their defense around. Before you get embarrassed on the pitch or lose your place in the starting 11, here's the complete tackling blueprint, so you can stop any opponent no matter their speed, strength, or skill. Tackling is not about aggression. It's about timing. Here's the biggest misconception in football. Most players think tackling is a contest of strength, like whoever hits harder wins. But the reality? The best tacklers rarely even look like they're trying. Think about the great defenders. They don't dive in wildly, they wait. Like Virgil van Dijk. He averages one of the lowest tackle percentages in the Premier League, yet he's among the most effective defenders. Why? Because he times his challenges perfectly, often winning the ball cleanly without even sliding. They read the attacker's body language, predict their next touch, and strike at the exact moment the ball is exposed. A reckless tackle might win you the ball once, but it'll also give away a penalty, earn you a yellow card, or leave you on the ground while your opponent sprints past. Good tacklers delay the attacker. Great tacklers bait them, showing space on one side. Watch Ruben Diaz. He'll deliberately open a channel down the left, inviting the attacker to cut inside, only to shut it down with a perfectly timed step up or tackle. It's not luck, it's setup, making the attacker think they found a way through, then cutting it off instantly. It's not about who's stronger, it's about who's calmer under pressure, and who can turn a split-second opening into a clean, game-changing challenge. Position first, contact second. If you charge straight at an attacker without thinking about your position, you've already lost. Tackling starts before you even touch the ball, with your feet, your body shape, and the space you control. Think of it like chess. If your positioning is wrong, no amount of aggression will save you. Look at Manuel Neuer when he comes out as a sweeper. His body angle, distance, and slow advance force attackers into mistakes. He doesn't need to dive in. He just positions until the attacker breaks. You need to angle your body so you're guiding the attacker where you want them to go, usually toward the sideline or into a teammate's pressing zone. Your goal isn't just to take the ball, it's to remove their best options. If you're square on, the attacker has the entire field to choose from. If you're side on, with your knees bent and weight forward, you're dictating the play. Here's what the top players do. They close the gap quickly, but never overcommit. They use small, controlled steps to stay balanced. They keep their center of gravity low, ready to explode in any direction. Only once you've trapped the attacker into a bad angle, slowed their speed, and taken away their passing lanes, then you make contact. Because when your positioning is right, the tackle becomes easy, almost effortless. You're not fighting for the ball, you're collecting it. The power of patience. Most players lose tackles not because they're too slow, but because they're too early. They lunge in, hoping to win the ball in one heroic swipe, and instead, they get nutmegged, fouled, or completely taken out of the play. Patience is the secret weapon of elite defenders. Watch Aymeric Laporte. He'll shadow an attacker for 10 seconds, staying upright, never lunging until the attacker pushes the ball too far. Then, snap, he takes it cleanly. No foul, no gamble, just patience. Watch the best tacklers in the world. They almost look lazy at first. They're not diving in. They're stalking. They're reading the attacker's body language, waiting for the perfect moment. Why? Because a tackle isn't just about taking the ball, it's about timing. And the longer you wait, the more desperate the attacker becomes to make a move. And desperation breeds mistakes. Here's the rule. Don't bite on the first fake. Keep your distance, close enough to pressure and far enough to react. Force them into a corner or into their weaker foot. The magic happens when the attacker finally overcommits. They push the ball too far, turn the wrong way, or glance down for half a second. That's when you strike. Patience turns tackling from a risky gamble into a guaranteed win. Because the best tackles aren't won in a rush, they're stolen in silence. Use your body and not just your feet. Think of Josko Gvardiol. He uses his hips and his shoulder like a basketball defender, sealing off attackers even when he's not directly on the ball. Or Antonio Rudiger, strong, physical, but rarely reckless. He wins duels with positioning, not brute force. Here's the truth. If you only try to tackle with your feet, you're playing with half your tools. Elite defenders know that football is a contact sport, and body positioning can be even more effective than a clean swipe at the ball. Sometimes, the best way to tackle isn't to poke the ball away, it's to block the attacker's path and make the ball irrelevant. Think about it. If you step between the attacker and the ball, shield with your hips, and use your arms legally for balance, you instantly gain control, even if you haven't touched the ball yet. This is what pros do constantly. They shoulder-to-shoulder challenges, perfectly legal and incredibly effective. They use body feints in defense, not to fake an attack, but to trick the attacker into moving into your strength. And they seal off space. positioning your body so the attacker runs out of road and has no choice but to give up possession. When you defend this way, you're not just trying to win the ball, you're making the attacker feel like they're running into a wall. The bonus? Using your body means fewer risky lunges, fewer fouls, and way more control. Because the best defenders don't chase the ball, they control the space. Anticipate, don't react. Rodri doesn't just break up play, he predicts it. He's not always making flashy tackles, he's stepping into passing lanes before the attacker even looks, cutting off attacks like a mind reader. That's anticipation. If you're reacting to an attacker's move, you're already one step behind. The best tacklers look like they have superhuman reflexes, but the truth is they're not reacting in the moment. They've read the play seconds before it happens. How? They scan constantly, noticing the attacker's touches, their balance, their weak foot. They read body language, the slight drop of a shoulder, the change in stride, the glance at a teammate. They position themselves not where the attacker is, but where the attacker will be. Here's the mindset shift. Don't wait for them to make their move. Force it. Close their space, cut their options, and you'll push them into predictable situations where you can strike cleanly. It's like chess. Beginners react to every move. Masters plan 5 moves ahead. If you can anticipate, your tackles won't just win the ball, they'll stop attacks before they even start. Remember Sergio Ramos in big Champions League games? He wouldn't dive in. He'd edge forward, stay on his feet, force the attacker into a tighter space, buying seconds for his teammates. That's delaying under pressure. Not every tackle is about winning the ball immediately. Sometimes the smartest move is to delay, to buy time for your teammates to recover, reset, and close gaps. Think about it. If you dive in too early and miss, you're out of the play and your team is exposed. But if you slow the attacker down, force them sideways, make them take an extra touch, push them into traffic, you've already done your job. Great defenders know this. They angle their body to cut off the direct path to the goal. They keep your feet moving so you're ready to pounce when they lose control. And they force hesitation, and hesitation kills an attacker's rhythm. Delaying isn't passive, it's calculated pressure. You're saying, go ahead, try me, but on my terms. The attacker gets frustrated, their options will disappear, and then you strike. When you finally step in, it feels like you stole the ball without even trying. Train without injuring yourself. Even someone like William Saliba spends hours on shadow defending and footwork. You can see it in how he mirrors attackers without ever overcommitting. His coach, Arteta, emphasizes smart habits over reckless challenges. Here's what most players get wrong. They think getting better at tackling means going full force in every training session. But the truth is, you don't need to fly into challenges to sharpen your tackling. In fact, the smartest defenders train the skills behind the tackle. The footwork, the balance, the timing, and the positioning, without risking an injury. Here's how they do it. Shadow defending. They practice sticking to an attacker's hip without committing. Stay close, mirror their movement, and stay on your feet. This builds discipline, not just aggression. They use footwork drills. Use cones, ladders, or short sprints to improve your balance and control. Quick, small steps make you harder to beat and help you recover if you do get sent the wrong way. They play interception games. Instead of chasing tackles, train your reading of the game. Work on cutting off passing lanes, predicting through balls, and stepping into space before the attacker arrives. And 1v1 body controls. They set up drills where your only goal is to delay, not win the ball. This builds the patience and positioning that turn good defenders into elite ones. The best part? These drills protect your joints, reduce reckless habits, and build confidence in your movement. Because great tackling doesn't come from going harder, it comes from moving smarter. What you do after the tackle matters. Watch Joshua Kimmich win a tackle. He doesn't just hoof it. He immediately turns, scans, and picks a progressive pass. He wins the ball and starts the counter. That's winning the moment. Most players think the job's done the moment they win the ball. But here's the reality. Winning possession means nothing if you give it right back. Great defenders don't just tackle. They recover, protect, and restart the play. Let's break it down. Secure the ball. The second you win it, use your body to shield it. You've already won the challenge. Now make it impossible to take back. Stay calm under pressure. Don't just kick it away in a panic. Keep your composure. Take a breath if you need to. I made a video on that topic just for you and going on full breakdown of how you can stay calm under pressure. If you want to be a great defender, it's crucial to learn this skill. If you're interested, I will leave the link down in the description of this video. Lift your head up. Scan. Can you play forward? Find a teammate? Start a counter? You're not just ending their attack, you're launching yours. Be 2 steps ahead. Expect pressure after the tackle. Smart attackers will try to pounce as soon as you win the ball. Beat them by knowing your next move before you even make the tackle. The difference between an average defender and a great one wins the ball, the other wins the moment, because the tackle is just the beginning, and what comes next is what makes you elite. Now you've got the full tackling blueprint. Now you understand it's not about aggression, it's about patience and timing, and you know how to use your body, not just your feet, and you've learned to delay, anticipate, and recover like a pro. This isn't just how you stop opponents, it's how you take control of the game, because once you master these skills, attackers will stop even trying to beat you. You'll be the wall, the anchor, the reason your team sleeps easily when they're under pressure. So don't just watch this and forget it. Train it, study it, live it. until tackling isn't something you do, it's something you are. Fabio Cannavaro in 2006. Small by today's standards, but won the Ballon d'Or by mastering timing, positioning, and courage, not size. Or Paolo Maldini, who said, "I didn't save my best tackles for the big games, I saved my best control."
Now get out there
And become the defender they fear. And if you watch till here, you are special. And you might as well leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.